Have you been facing unending challenges in life? Are you depressed? Are you worried? Have you been having sleepless nights? And the more you try to solve these problems, the adamant it becomes. And so you've tried everything in your hand. You've tried everything possible to solve all these issues, but you have not been able to solve them. And so if you are someone who is depressed, who is worried, or you know anyone who is worried or depressed, someone that has been having sleepless nights, this video is for you. And do you know why this video is great? This video is not only for you. This video, by the grace of God, will bring the permanent solution that you need in your life. Let's start with depression. Why do you think people are depressed? People are depressed because as a result of one challenge or problem they have that they were not able to solve. And because they were unable to solve that problem, it brought hopelessness to them. And so, when they are hopeless, the only thing that can happen to them is for them to be depressed. So that hopelessness that they had due to their inability to solve whatever they are facing or passing through will bring depression to them. And a lot of people too are also worried. By the way, what is worry? Worry means when you have anxiety over the things you don't have control of. In other words, the things that you cannot solve, the things you don't have control of fixing them or solving them, they will end up making you to be worried. But I believe your time of freedom has come. This video will help you a great deal. Why do I say so? Why do I say that this video will help you? Because what I'm going to share with you was something that also helped me. Because at a time in my life, I was also worried. Because something I thought will work, as at the time I thought it would work, did not work. So it gave me a very huge worry. So what I'm telling you today, it's not something I read somewhere. It's not something I heard someone talk about. What I'm going to tell you today is something that I have experienced. And it's something that worked for me. And I believe it's going to work for you. There's a way out to your depression. There's a way out to your worry. There's a way out to your sleepless night. And the man that will fix this problem or all these problems for you is the man I want to tell you about. And before I tell you about this man, I want to remind you that you don't have the ability, you don't have the power, the capacity to solve your problems. In fact, no one has. No one has that ability to solve all their problems. And this is why you will continue to see people being depressed. This is why you continue to see people having anxiety. And this is why you will continue to see people having sleepless nights. Because they don't have ability to solve their problems. In fact, you might solve one problem today and tomorrow, but next tomorrow, another one will surface. And then you start again to solve the new problem that has surfaced. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that these problems will never end. And because they will never end, and because you don't have the ability to solve them, you're likely going to continue to be depressed. You're likely going to continue to be worried. And that's why I want to introduce you to what will solve your problem permanently. I'm not also saying this to undermine medical intervention. No, I'm not doing that. There's a place for medical intervention, but what I'm going to share with you today is far more than medical intervention. In as much as I believe so much in medical intervention, but what I'm going to introduce to you is far more than medical intervention. And what is that? The solution to facing your depression, the solution to facing your worry is found in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7. In 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7, Jesus Christ said something that a lot of us don't know. Because if you know what Jesus has said, or the Bible has said, in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7, you will begin to understand why I said that you are going to have a permanent solution to your worry and to your depression. If you look at that place, the Bible said, cast all your care unto me, for I careth. What does that mean? That means even before you cast all your care to Jesus Christ, you need to know first that He is the only one that cares so much for you. In fact, there's nobody in this world today. In fact, He cares for you more than you care for yourself. I'm also speaking from experience. Jesus, not only that He cares for you more than you care for yourself. So this is the first thing that I want you to know. Whatever you are facing or passing through in this world, no matter how much sabotage someone has given to you, no matter the backstabbing, no matter whatever that has happened to you, even when people have not shown you love, even when people have not cared for you, I need you to know that there is one man who cares for you. And if you would ask me, I would say that the care of this man is the only care that you truly need. Why? Because his care is everlasting. And so, having established the fact, or this fact, that this man cares for us, let's now move to the main place. Now, what is the main place? The main place, or the main thing that we're supposed to do, is for us to now cast your cares unto Him. What does that mean? That means that because you cannot handle your problems, and this is why you've been depressed, you've been trying to handle your problems yourself. What you're supposed to do now is to push all those your problems to Him. Push them to Him. Cast them to Him. Say to Him, Father, I can handle these issues. I can handle this headache. I can handle this heartbreak. I can handle this joblessness. I can handle this bad situation. I can handle this disappointment. I can handle this unemployment. I can handle all of those things that I have been passing through. And then you shift them to Him. If you do that, the first thing that will happen to you is that you will be as light as a feather. All the worry, all the thinking will evaporate. Why? Because you have shifted them to Jesus Christ. You're having depression because you have fought so hard day and night to face your problems, and the more you struggle, the worse it becomes. But now there's a man that said to you, please come to me with all your issues. Please come to me with all your problems. And do you know the interesting part? He's not asking you to pay him anything. And don't say because it is free. Don't say because probably you have spent so much in the time past to face your problems. Despite the money you have spent, you still didn't get solution. But this man is not asking you to pay anything. This man is not asking you to pay any dollar. He's not asking you to pay any euro, any pounds. He's not asking you to pay any dime. He's just asking you to come to him with all your problems. He's only asking you to cast all your cares onto him. Why? Because not only that he cares, he has the capacity to handle your problems. And when he handles your problems, you will feel it. You will know that your problems truly have been handled. Because your problems will be handled by the master solver, the ultimate solver of our problems. And so, I'm encouraging you to stop trying to solve your problems yourself. That is why you're having the sleepless night. That is why you have been worried. That is why you have been depressed. Don't solve them alone. Let me also say this to you, and you can also find this in Psalm 37 verse 5. This is something I also want you to do all the time. If you look at Psalm 37 verse 5, the Bible says, commit your ways unto the Lord. What does that mean? That means whatever that is your problem, bring it to God. Commit it to God. So you can see that God is always ready to face your problems for you. But the problem is this: a lot of us don't bring our problems to him. So back to Psalm 37 verse 5, the Bible says, commit your ways unto the Lord. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. That means you shouldn't end by praying to God. There's also the next step that you need to take. That next step is trusting in the Lord. So Psalm 37 verse 5 says, commit your ways unto the Lord and then trust in him. And when you do that, what did the Bible say? The Bible says, and he will bring it to pass. Can you see it? Don't only commit your ways unto the Lord. Don't only pray to God without believing that God will solve your problems for you. This is a big issue that a lot of Christians have. They will tell you that they have prayed to God, that they have fasted and they have prayed. Yes, those things are nice, but it is not enough if you are not trusting in the Lord. That trust part, or the trusting part, or the believing part has to be established. It has to be in alignment with the prayer. Because when you pray to God alone, when you commit all your issues and challenges to God alone, when you commit those things that are bringing depression to your way alone without trusting in him, that this God that I've committed my issues and challenges to will be able to face it for me. If the trust part is missing, if the belief part is missing, I'm afraid God might not bring it to pass for you. But this is why I'm doing this video, and this is why I want you to always remember Psalm 37 verse 5, that when you have committed your ways to God, when you have prayed to Him, you must back it up with trusting in Him. You must back it up with believing in Him. When you do that, you will see that God will bring everything to pass. And when He brings everything to pass for you, when He solves those your problems, your depression will not stay there again. And why did I say at the beginning of this video that what I'm going to tell you will bring a permanent solution in your life? I said that because whenever you are experiencing one issue or the other, or one challenge or the other, that naturally will lead to your depression or has been leading to your depression, when you get to that point, remember to cast your care to Jesus Christ. Remember to cast that problem to Jesus Christ. Remember to ask Jesus Christ to handle it for you. And then you wash your hand of it. And then you also remember that when those issues rear their ugly heads again, that what you're supposed to do is to commit your issues and challenges to God and then trust in Him. If you do this, I submit to you that you will never know worry again in your life. Remember, I started by saying that I have been there before. Yes, I've been worried in my life at one point or the other. But now, if I tell you this, you might not believe me. If I tell you that even if you ask me to act as though I am worried, I might not be able to do well in that acting. Why? Because I don't know anything about worry again in my life. God has taken that away from me. So even if I act as if I am worried, I won't do a good job in the acting. Why? Because God has permanently solved it for me. Why? Because I am permanently casting all my cares onto that person that didn't just ask me to cast my cares onto Him, that also said to me that I care for you. And that is what I want you to do from today onwards. So even if you live in America or you live in London, Germany, anywhere in the world, when you are facing issues and challenges, no matter what is happening to you, what you need to do is to bring them to that person that can solve it for you. And that person is Jesus Christ. I'm encouraging you to do that. If you learn to do that, to cast all your cares unto Him, if you learn to commit your ways unto Him, if you learn to tell Him your problems, your challenges, and if you learn to trust in Him that He has the power and the ability to solve it for you, I want to tell you that you can never be depressed again in your life. Thank you for watching. And if you know anyone that desires to listen to this video, if you know anyone you want to bring a permanent solution to their depression and to their worry, please show them this video. God bless you and enjoy. You're there and have a depression-free life. Have a worry-free life. I have it and you too can have it. Bye.